Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Leslie.
Leslie and I are here today to talk about the process of divorce. Nobody dreams about getting divorced or what that process will look like for them. There is no shame in asking questions. We are not here to judge or try to move the process forward on our own agenda. Every situation is different. As professionals, it's our responsibility to understand your circumstances, what's important to you, and how we can help you move forward to the outcome that you're looking for. There's a lot of fear that comes with that from an emotional perspective, from a financial perspective, and that fear can really hold us back as far as, do we move forward? What types of decisions do we make? What do we need to be thinking about?
That fear that you identified is really something that if you can work hard to dispel that issue from the beginning, that's going to be helpful to the family. And when you think about a divorce process, if you can begin to think about it as these are issues that affect our family, and if I can work with my spouse, as ironic as that may sound, to come to decisions about how we're going to manage through this process, then ultimately it's the entire family that wins out.
As you start to think about the process of divorce, traditionally you think about, I need to get an attorney and talk to them about what do I do next, should I file, how do I go forward, but really the attorney should be one member of your team. As you build a house, you have framers, you have electricians, you have people with individual specialties that help to build that house. A major life event like a divorce should be no different. You can engage a variety of different professionals to help you through this process. They will be your advocates and help educate you on things to think about that will ultimately impact your future.
And what will be asked of you in a divorce process is to give consideration to the issues that arise that may be due next week, such as school tuition or college tuition, and also those longer term issues such as how do we fund college, what do we do with our home, so that you're looking at a long-term plan and you're also having to focus on, well, what happens next week or what happens next month.
Our role as professionals is to help organize those differing priorities. The short-term ones tend to be the more emotional ones that potentially there's a risk of making a knee-jerk decision that we may regret down the road. As the financial advisor, we're going to be looking at what are the short-term commitments that we need to make versus what's going to give us the best long-term outcome for you and your family.
When you have a financial advisor working with an attorney, working with a mental health provider, then all of those people can share information and create a package that's going to best suit your family.
I think it's also important to note that that team of professionals knows that this is a hard time for you, emotionally, financially. We are not here to judge you. We're here to help you get through this situation.
Over the course of our professional lives, there's not a lot that clients can tell us that we haven't addressed before. Whether it's addictions, whether it's little Johnny's getting C's in math, and I would really prefer him to get A's, it is incumbent upon your professionals to maintain your confidentiality. Your professional is there to serve you and help you with those issues.
And that team of professionals that you talk to, your counselor, your attorney, it is imperative that you have a strong amount of trust in them. They will be giving you advice throughout the process of what to do or what their recommendations are, and if you do not have confidence and trust in those individuals, you're going to have a really hard time accepting those recommendations. But if you know that they have your best interests at heart, then that team together will help you move forward.
And part of the reason that trust and confidence is so important is because sometimes your professionals have to deliver messages to you that you may or may not want to hear. And if you have confidence in them, then you are going to accept what they're telling you as good advice. So one thing you may be thinking is, when is the right time to see a lawyer or a financial advisor or a counselor? And the only thing that I can tell you is you have to rely on your own sensitivity to those issues. If these sorts of questions are going through your mind, then it's probably time that you seek out the advice of a professional. Which should you seek? Should it be an attorney? Should it be a counselor? Should it be a financial advisor? That's going to be dependent upon your unique circumstances. But whatever you do, don't hesitate to ask. Seek the advice of a professional and let them assist you and take those worries away from your mind. This will work out for you, and it will work out for your family. And how you get to the final resolution is really a decision that is incumbent upon you and your spouse. Make sure that your lawyer is listening to you. Make sure that you and your lawyer have worked together, and or your financial advisor or your mental health professional, to create a path that's going to get you to the goals that you have identified.
So for anybody out there who's contemplating a divorce, it's a very scary prospect to think about. My one piece of advice that I would give you is to arm yourself with information, whether that's speaking with a counselor, speaking with a financial advisor, speaking with an attorney. The more information you can gather for yourself, the better you're going to feel about whatever path you decide to go down.